All right, let's talk about one of history's great riddles. There's this one single cryptic prophecy from Nostradamus that has had people scratching their heads for centuries. On the surface, it seems to predict a really violent and specific death. But what if it's actually about something way bigger? Okay, let's dive in. The young lion will overcome the older one in a field of combat in single fight. He will pierce his eyes in their golden cage, two wounds in one, then he dies a cruel death. I mean, wow, the words are so vivid, so violent, and just incredibly specific. But what on earth could this prediction actually mean? That's the riddle we're going to try and solve. So, to really get to the bottom of this, we've got to break it down piece by piece. Like a detective, we're going to examine all the clues hidden in plain sight, and we're going to start with that very first line. Now, on the surface, this seems pretty straightforward. It's a clear image, right? A conflict between two forces, one young, one old, and the younger one is going to win. Simple enough. But the real question is, are we literally talking about two animals fighting in a field? Or could these lions, the kings of the jungle, represent something much, much bigger? Something more like kings of men? And this is where things get really strange. It's not just any old attack. It's a bizarrely specific one, piercing someone's eyes inside a golden cage. I mean, a literal golden cage makes absolutely no sense in a fight. That phrase feels so out of place. It's almost like it's a secret key. And it turns out that's exactly what it is. This is the one clue that unlocks the entire prophecy. So here's the big shift in thinking. What if this isn't about two actual lions at all? What if this entire verse is just a metaphor, a powerful story told through symbols, rather than a literal prediction of a single event? And that's the crucial point. See, modern interpretations don't see this as a literal forecast anymore. They see it as a symbolic one. It's like a template for any violent overthrow, where every single element, the lions, the cage, the death, it all represents a much larger political or social force. Okay, so with this new symbolic lens, now we can finally start to translate what this prophecy really means. First, those lions. This isn't some clash of animals. It's that timeless struggle between a younger, more aggressive force and an older, established power. Think of a young revolutionary challenging a long-reigning king, or maybe a tech startup completely disrupting an entire old-school industry. And the golden cage? Oh, this is the masterstroke right here. It symbolizes something prestigious, something that looks strong, but is actually a huge vulnerability. The golden eyes are the weak point of the old power. Its wealth, its prestige, its leadership. And that's exactly what the new force attacks directly. And finally, that violent end. Two wounds in one, then he dies a cruel death. This isn't just about someone dying. It symbolizes the complete and total collapse of the old power. It's a decisive, brutal end to a dominant figure or maybe even an entire regime. So, let's put it all together. The young lion, a new, aggressive force. The older lion, the established power. The golden cage, a prestigious but vulnerable target. And the cruel death, the total collapse of the old way of doing things. You see, this isn't a prediction of a single event, but a timeless pattern of overthrow. Okay, so it's a fascinating historical puzzle, sure. But why should we care about this nearly 500-year-old prophecy today? What can this ancient pattern possibly tell us about our own world? Because what Nostradamus captured is a dynamic we see again and again and again. Take the media industry. For a century, legacy newspapers were the older lion, totally secure in their golden cage of print advertising. Then came the young lion, the internet. And it didn't attack the whole institution at once. Nope, it went right for the eyes in that golden cage, the classified ads, the subscription models, and dismantled the old power piece by piece. It's a pattern we see repeated in the fall of empires, the disruption of industries, and the shifting of cultures. And it all starts with a younger, hungrier rival who knows exactly where to strike. So the ultimate question really isn't what Nostradamus predicted, but what he observed about the very nature of power itself. Is it possible that this ancient quatrain is a timeless blueprint for how the mighty fall? A cycle of rise and fall that's just as relevant today as it was half a millennium ago?